people have the wrong opinion on Jose Mourinho at United. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why. If you are a United fan, this one is going to hurt. But you need to hear it. Stay until the end. Because the final truth is the one nobody talks about. Manchester United, the most storied club in English football history. A club built on legacy, on belief, and on the iron will of one man who shaped an era. But when Sir Alex Ferguson walked away in 2013, everything changed. What followed was not just a rebuilding process, it was a slow, painful collapse. A club that had once conquered Europe now stumbled through the wreckage of its own ambition. They tried a gentleman, they tried a visionary. Then, in the summer of 2016, they tried a warrior, Jose Mourinho, the special one. A man who had won league titles in for different countries. A man who had humbled the greatest clubs in the world. A man who arrived at Old Trafford carrying the weight of expectation and the fire of 10,000 battles, but he lasted just 2.5 years. And the question has haunted football ever since, what if they had given him 5? To understand what might have been, we first have to understand what actually was. When Mourinho walked through the doors of Carrington in the summer of 2016, he inherited a squad in identity crisis. The post-Ferguson managers had left contradictory philosophies baked into the dressing room. Some players were signed for pressing football, others for counter-attacking football. None of them, it seemed, were signed for winning football. Mourinho knew this immediately. His first transfer window was precise and decisive. He brought in Zlatan Ibrahimovic, a player who had won everywhere, who demanded standards simply by breathing. He brought in Eric Bailly, a centre-back with pace and composure. He brought in Henrik Mkhitaryan and Paul Pogba. Pogba, the record signing, the homecoming, the gamble. For one brief season, it worked. United finished 6th in the Premier League. But they won the League Cup, they won the Europa League. They gave a battered, bruised fanbase something to hold on to, silverware. Mourinho's first season, by almost any measure, was a success. But then came the cracks. Season 2 brought a deeper tension. The squad was aging in key areas. The fullback positions were catastrophically weak. Mourinho went to war in the press, not with opposing managers, but with his own club's hierarchy. He asked for defenders. He asked for investment. He pointed to Liverpool and Manchester City building intelligently, systematically, with long-term vision. United gave him Romelu Lukaku and Nemanja Matic, good players. But not the defensive overhaul he had begged for. He finished 2nd in the Premier League, United's best league finish since Ferguson. And yet, the mood around Old Trafford was corrosive. By his 3rd season, the players had stopped running through walls for him. The dressing room had fractured. The performances were defensive, cautious, relentless in their joylessness. The crowd was restless. The board was cold. In December 2018, after a 3-1 defeat to Liverpool, Mourinho was sacked. But here is the question, the real question. Was the failure Mourinho's? Or was it the system he was placed inside? Because here is what the numbers show us. At Chelsea, Mourinho was given total control in his first spell. He won the Premier League in his first season. He won it again in his second. At Internazionale, he was given time and trust. He delivered the treble. At Real Madrid, despite 3 turbulent years and a hostile media, he delivered La Liga, breaking Barcelona's stranglehold on Spanish football. Mourinho does not fail quickly. When given structure, when given backing, when given alignment between the manager and the boardroom, Mourinho delivers. At United, he had none of those things. Ed Woodward was running a commercial empire, not a football department. The recruitment structure was fractured. There was no director of football. There was no coherent scouting philosophy. Targets were leaked to the media. Negotiations collapsed publicly. The wage structure incentivized agents, not winners. Mourinho was not just fighting the opposition on Saturdays. He was fighting his own club on Mondays. So let us step into the impossible. Let us imagine a different universe. It is the summer of 2017. United's board sit across from Mourinho and they make a commitment. 5 years, full backing, a director of football. A clear defensive rebuild, a plan. What happens? In this timeline, United sign a world-class left-back in the summer of 2017. Let us say a player of the caliber of Benjamin Mendy or Alexandro, mobile, aggressive, precise. The defensive frailty that haunted Mourinho's second season is patched at its source. The Pogba relationship is handled differently. Behind closed doors, with clarity and structure, Mourinho is able to channel Pogba's athleticism into a disciplined box-to-box role, not the free-roaming creator Pogba imagines himself, but a powerful engine in a winning machine. By season 2, United are a team with an identity, hard to beat, clinical in transition. Ferocious in set pieces, they challenge for the title. They don't win it, not yet, but Mourinho does what Mourinho always does. He learns, he adapts, he tightens. Season 3, he secures a world-class central midfielder. The dressing room, now populated with winners rather than mercenaries, starts to believe. The culture shifts. In this timeline, there is no public warfare. No press conference dagger, no fractured training ground. There is only the quiet, grinding accumulation of a winning environment. Season 4, United lift the Premier League trophy. And just like that, a decade of pain ends. Is this fantasy? Perhaps, but consider the evidence. Mourinho won the league in his second full season at Chelsea, both times he managed them. He won it in his third season at Real Madrid. He won it in his second at Inter. The pattern is consistent. Given time and given structure, Mourinho delivers league titles. The tragedy of his United tenure is not that he was the wrong man. The tragedy is that the club was the wrong club, at least in the state it was in. There are those who argue that Mourinho's pragmatism was simply incompatible with the theater of dreams. That United's identity demands attacking football, fearless football, beautiful football. But Ferguson won titles with hard-running midfields and physical strikers. He won titles grinding out 1-0 results on Tuesday nights in the pouring rain. He won because he built winners, not entertainers. Mourinho understood that. He was trying to do the same. What he could not overcome was the structural chaos above him, a board that celebrated commercial partnerships over Champions League returns, and a culture that had forgotten what it actually meant to win. Jose Mourinho did not fail Manchester United. Manchester United failed Jose Mourinho. And the saddest part, the men who came after him proved it. Old Gunnar Solskjaer brought warmth and attacking football. United played better, they played more openly. They played more like United, and they won nothing. Ralf Rangnick arrived with a high-pressing system and a vision. He lasted 6 months. Erik ten Hag came with structure, with discipline, with a track record. And still United bled. The problem was never the manager. It was always the machine. And somewhere in that truth lies the most haunting what-if in modern football. Not what if Mourinho had played better football. But what if someone at Manchester United had simply picked up the phone, looked him in the eye, and said, "We trust you, we back you, we are with you. 5 years, just 5 years, we will never know what might have been." And that, more than any trophy, more than any defeat, is the real tragedy of Jose Mourinho at Manchester United. If this video made you think differently about United's lost decade, you are not alone. Thousands of United fans are finally having this conversation. And we are just getting started. Here on Nebaunited, we go deeper than the headlines. We go deeper than the match reports. We ask the questions that the mainstream media is too comfortable to ask. So if you are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now, join the Nebaunited family. Because the next video is already coming, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Drop your opinion in the comments. Do you think Mourinho deserved 5 years, or was he always the wrong fit? Let us have the debate. This is Nebaunited, and we will see you in the next one.